If you're in a rock band or metal band or hardcore band, any sort of heavy music, or if you're a fan of heavy music, rock, metal, hardcore, punk, any of these genres, do you prefer organic sounding records, like rather not raw, but like organic, real, quote unquote, real sounding records, or do you prefer the larger than life, super punchy, in your face, huge drums type of sound, especially when it comes to drums? That is the question I have for you today. I'm Benedict. This is the daily vlog that I've been doing for a while. I hope this will be daily actually again now. I took a break because of COVID and all these things, but from now on I'm going to try to make daily videos again. And I'm always sharing my thoughts, the stuff that I've learned each day from making records with bands from all over the world, from mixing, from teaching people, from having conversations with people. So at the end of the day, I just think about what happened today and what I was thinking about, and what I could share with you. So today's question is, as I said, which type of sound or aesthetic do you prefer in general? Because I had this conversation a couple of times during the last couple of days, and right now I am mixing a record for a band where I'm not using any sort of digital amps. I'm not using drum samples. I'm only using the stuff that's been given to me by the band because it just works, and also I like the organic aesthetic for that particular record. But oftentimes I do the exact opposite. Oftentimes the sessions are full of digital things, and a lot of heavy like sample replacement or enhancement is going on, and all this. And I personally prefer, in almost all cases, I prefer it when it sounds like a band. When I listen to the music, I close my eyes and I can see the band in front of me. That's what I typically prefer, and that's what I think I can do rather well when I mix. So that's kind of my special thing. Well, I don't know, it's not special, but you know what I mean. That's the thing that I'm specializing in making modern punchy music, but making it also sound organic and real in a way. But sometimes the production calls, or the song, or what the band wants, calls for a larger than life, super huge and punchy type of sound. The thing is, I'm happy with both, whatever the song needs, but in general, I think we've kind of reached a point during the last decade or so where, like, and especially in I think it's almost 2 decades now, but I think we've reached a point where people are, on the one hand, they are used to hearing a lot of samples and machine gun like sounding fills and all of that. But on the other hand, I think maybe people also got a little tired of that and find it a little boring, and some of the bands have started to sound the same. It's been like that for quite a while, so this is not something really new, but it has come up lately in conversations with bands that I had, that they said that they actually said to me that they don't want that type of cookie cutter sound, or they don't want certain they not necessarily that they don't want samples, but they don't want that sound that we think about when we think of drum sample replacement. You know, the typical machine gun sound and the really big and punchy drums that don't sound like a drum kit anymore. I think we've reached a point where this this aesthetic is sounding a little dated maybe sometimes, and but also then again there are genres that just need that, where it's part of the aesthetic. So I'm thinking about this a lot lately, but I've noticed that more and more people actually don't want that anymore, and I'm trying to think about how I could make modern sounding metal records that require all the size and punch and the larger than life feeling. How I could make those without the obvious side effects of that, or the obvious like known sound, that sonic fingerprint that we associate with those types of records. I don't know if that makes sense. These are just my thoughts, and I'm trying to find ways to avoid the bad stuff, and like that what we think is bad about that, but get all the benefits from it still. And there are a couple of people who do that very well. It's not that I'm the first guy to try this, not at all. But it's hard, you know. It's really hard, and I'm genuinely interested in what you think about that, and how you feel about that, because I've made mixes where the band wanted that and it sounded cool, like they wanted the organic sound and it sounded cool and they wanted it really organic, and I felt like, yeah, but if we just added a little more, punch to that. If we blended a little bit of this sample or this thing, then it would have more punch. It would sound more modern, so it would sound more consistent. So it would sound even better. But the band didn't like it, and they wanted the organic version. So yeah, so where's the line? And is this over? Is this something we should still do in some genres? And are there good and really bad examples that you can think of? So if you can think of any good or bad examples, just post them in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this, and let me know if you would rather have a little bit of a quote unquote smaller sounding record that sounds authentic and real and has all the energy, versus a really like full, big, loud, punchy sounding record that is kind of sounding boring in comparison, maybe. So what would you rather have? I don't think it's an either or. We should always do the best for the song, but maybe you have a preference there. This just is on my mind a lot lately, and even with my own band, the first EP that we released sounded pretty punchy and modern. It still, to me, sounded still organic. It sounds like a band. It sounds like a drum kit. So I don't think I overdid it in the mix. But we decided as a band that for the next couple of songs, we wanted to try something a little different. We wanted to try something even more organic, something more like unruly, something with a little bit more of the band, I don't know how to say, like live energy, or something which will be not as smooth and clean sounding, which will be a little more aggressive sounding, but hopefully has a different energy that we all want for those songs. So I'm thinking about this challenge a lot, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So yeah, this is what's on my mind today. I was rambling a lot. I hope that makes sense. And please comment below and let me know how you think about that. Talk to you tomorrow.